Hello everyone and welcome to my Redriveraviation And Midwest model store giveaway entrance. Today we'll be going over 43 model aircraft ideas that miniature models or Midwest model store should do for us North American collectors and some Central American models. With that, ladies and gentlemen, before we do get on with this video, quick little reminder is to join the Redriveraviation / Midwest model store giveaway. It is a 30 model giveaway. It is amazing. So if you want to be the winner of one of the 30 models, I highly suggest you to join because they have some of the coolest models out there that anybody could want to join their collection, including me. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, here's your quick little friendly reminder to join that beautiful and awesome giveaway that Redriveraviation, the Midwest model store, had a great heart to do. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into this video because we have some amazing model ideas. Alrighty, and starting off, of course, with the hottest section of this video, which is the Southwest collection section. Everybody wants Southwest, including me. I've been able to grow my fleet immensely over the last few months, so I'm very proud of all companies. But starting up here with the first model, would be nice to have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 blended winglets, non-splits whatsoever, just blended winglets, to put in the airport updates and rotate between all the Southwest models. And right on after that, right here, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 with split scimitars. I know NG models already did one, but it would be a nice complementary release if they did both of these together, or, you know, kind of a mix and match with other liveries, as it would be nice to get a different registration for the splits, different from the NG, and it would also be a second chance for those who weren't able to get the NG one to now get this one, as it's pretty similar mold, and it would be kind of the same experience I had. I wasn't able to get the NG models one, so this would be a very good re-release from other company. Next up, what would it be without a heart livery? Of course, it would be very nice if we got a heart livery Boeing 737-700 blended winglets. We already have the splits one from the RM model store, and we got this exact blended winglets from I forgot their Waffle Collectibles. It would be nice to re-get it, as I was also not able to get that one and missed out on it. So it will be, once again, a very nice re-release with the same mold, just different registration. Next up, we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-800 split scimitars in the heart livery. This one, same case, it was released by NG Models a while ago, about a year, maybe, yeah, about close to 2 years, or I might be wrong, I don't know, but it's a long time ago, and it's very expensive on eBay now, so it would be a very nice re-release since we haven't had this aircraft in about a year since NG Model had it, and about 6 or 7 years or less, yeah, no, actually 6 years since Gemini Jets released it. I know this one is going to be a very controversial one, but right here we have a Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Maryland one paint scheme. Yes, I did see that NG Models is going to release this aircraft, but if you guys noticed, it is by December. So if we can get miniature models to do this before December, we would be in luck, as it would be the same mold, same, you know, aircraft livery, just besides of, instead of having the canyon blue tail, it would have the heart tail since it recently got repainted. So this would come to a very, very good asset. And next up right here, we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the California one livery. Once again, many of us did miss out on the Waffle Collectibles special, so this would be a very nice re-release for us who missed on it to get it. Alrighty, and then this is the one that hasn't been released in a few years as well. About 6 years also. Right here we have the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Triple Crown 1 livery. This would be a very nice asset for those who are going to be able to get it, as many of us weren't collecting the 2016 times, so it would be nice to get it now from the Panda Models and miniature models combination. Next up, we have a model that hasn't been released in years and hasn't been updated in years, and that is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Nevada 1, or the Battleborn Nevada State livery. This aircraft has been released in early 2000s by Gemini Jets. It was in the mustard tail, it didn't have splits, and some of the titling has changed from then to now, so it would be a very, very nice re-release too, with an updated the changed livery, like the new titles that are put into it, to add winglets, for it to be modified. Next up, we have one that was released in the 1:200 scale by Gemini Jets a few years ago, but has not been released in 1:400 scale due to Gemini Jets not having the mold and companies just simply not wanting to do it. But since Panda now has the new mold, it would be amazing for them to release it with the splits. And that is the Southwest Airlines Boeing 737-700 in the Missouri 1 livery. Many of us want this one, as well as all the Southwest special liveries. Right here we have same case as Nevada 1, and this is New Mexico 1. This aircraft was also released in the early 2000s by Gemini Jets. Once again, it had the mustard tail, had the very funky old Gemini Jets mold, and it had no winglets. So it would be a very nice re-release if the Panda and miniature models did it together, as it would include the winglets and the new updated tail, which would make it a very nice model, especially for Red River Aviation and me, of course, who will be doing Albuquerque. Alrighty, and then right here we have a neighboring state specialty aircraft to New Mexico, and that is Arizona 1. This aircraft has never been released, besides it being released as a Boeing 737-300 with a Canadian blue tail. So it would be nice if they released it in the new tail on the 737-700. Yes, I did see Waffle Collectibles released it, but it does not have the splits, and the aircraft now flies with splits. So it would be a very outdated version if I got the Waffle ones, because it would not have splits. So it would be nice if the new Panda and miniature models together would release it with splits, as it would be a very, very nice model, I am sure. Alrighty, and as we now leave Southwest, we're starting into the American Airlines section. A very great release would be an American Airlines Airbus A319 in the new livery with fence tip. It would be a very nice re-release, as Gemini Jets did this one in 2015. It had the antennas and everything, but it would be nice to now get it with a rolling landing gear mold that is really good with CFM engines, and for it to have the Wi-Fi box and all of that very cool stuff. Next up, we have a very wanted model by the aviation community, and that is the American Airlines Boeing 737-800 regular livery, no special scheme. Very good mold would be if Panda released it, as NG Models did it, but back in 2019, and that model is very rare to find. Next up, we have the American Airlines Airbus A321 fence tip. Surprised it hasn't been released by NG Models, since they have already released the Sharklet version, but it would be very nice if they released this model in a correct, good-looking model, unlike Gemini Jets did it back in 2018. Next up, we have the American Airlines Airbus A321 Sharklets. Yes, NG Models did release it a few months ago, or maybe about a year ago, but we do need a re-release of this, as many people do need it for their model reports, including me. Alrighty, then moving into low-cost carriers, right here we have a very, very supported one, as I'm sure, and that is the Allegiant Airbus A319 thin tip in the new livery. Gemini Jets did release this model in a fictional form back in 2016. They added Sharklets, and it came with a registration. And of course, Gemini Jets is known for the very bad A320 family mold, so it would be nice if Panda / miniature models released this one combined together, as it would have a very, very good mold. Next up, moving to a model that I'm very surprised Gemini Jets hasn't released yet, as they usually like to jump into special liveries real quick, but that is the Allegiant Air Airbus A319 in the Golden Knights livery. It would be a very nice release if that one could occur, as it is a very beautiful livery that would complement a lot of beautiful model airports out there. Next up, we have another Allegiant Airbus A319, this time in the Las Vegas Raiders livery. This would be a beautiful livery to be released, as it also would look very beautiful in a lot of model airports. Next up, this would be a very popular vote in the aviation community, and that would be for an Allegiant Airbus A320 with fence tip in the new livery, as Gemini Jets did release it back in 2016, but with the Sharklets. And they don't have many of those flying around. They at least have like 30 or 40 of the Sharklet ones, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. But the A320, pardon me, with fence tip new livery is, or in all liveries, is the most predominant one out there, and that would be a very nice release for those who have a pretty big Allegiant presence at their airport, including me for my Flint Model airport. Next up, we have the Allegiant Airbus A320 in the Visit Florida livery. This would be a very nice model to be released, as once again it would complement a lot of Allegiant model airports. Next up, after that, we also have the Allegiant Airbus A320 in the Make-A-Wish livery for Disney. So this would also be a very nice release for them to do. Next up, we have the Spirit Airbus A320 Sharklets with IAE engines. This aircraft will be a very, very good release and very popular, highly demanded one, as everybody wants this plane, really. It was released by Gemini Jets back in 2015. It had a terrible mold. The landing gear was not very good. And the Sharklets were pretty bad. They were a pretty bad angle. So it would be a very nice re-release with some very good shape, because the Panda A320 mold, as I've seen, it's really good. I didn't put the fence tip one up here because Panda already released it under the RM Model Store branch. Next up, we have the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in Salmon 30 Salmon livery. This would be a very nice model overall, and I'm sure it would have a lot of demand. Next up, we have the beautiful Spirit of the Islands Boeing 737-800 by Alaska Airlines. This should be a very good release, and it would be very popular by me as well, because I will be the first person to probably pre-order this, as it is a beautiful livery. Next up, we have the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-800 in the Pixar Disneyland livery. This would be a very nice release, as it is the newest Disneyland livery out there, and I'm sure many Pixar fans will definitely buy this model for sure. Next up, we have the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737-900 in the More to Love livery, which conjoins the Alaska and Virgin America. They made this livery together and called it More to Love, as they both united together. So that's kind of telling you that you're gonna love Alaska even more. So this would be a very nice livery, as we got this one from Gemini Jets back in 2016. It is a very rare model, and up to what I'm aware of, I think Red River Aviation, from what I've seen, is the only person who have it right now. So it would be a very nice re-release for those who didn't have a chance to get it. Alrighty, then next up we have a very interesting one, and that is the Jetblue Airbus A320 in the new tail. Quick reminder, Jetblue, for those who don't know, Jetblue is taking all their tartan and all their blueberry tails and all those tails and painting them into this one tail, which is their new tail for all their A320 aircraft, as it has been put up in the Jetblue page. That will be the only now available Jetblue livery for the Airbus A320s. A321neos will have a certain one. A321neos XLRs will have a certain one. A220s will have a certain one. E190s are getting retired. So each aircraft will have a different style of tail, but it would be for each aircraft type. For example, all the A320s will have this exact tail. A321neos will have their exact tail, etc. Just like that. So there's not going to be what we see now, which is going to be one is blueberries, one is tartan, one is high-rise. No, all of those liveries are going to be gone, because those were liveries that they experimented with. But the final one has been this one, and this is the one that they're going to change all of their Airbus A320s into. So this would be a very nice release for those who don't have it. The RM Model Store already released the one without Sharklets, so it would be nice for them to release the Sharklet version, as many of us would have a very good use for it. Next up, we have the new JetBlue Airbus A320 Red Sox livery. Aero Classics released the old one, which was the gray one. They released this one a few years ago, and as of what I know, only CLT Aviation 13 has it, and that's pretty much it from what I know. So it would be a very nice re-release to get it in the new livery, as the gray livery is no longer a real thing. Next up, we have the JetBlue Airbus A320 Sharklets in the JetBlue for Good livery. This is one of my favorite liveries, and it will be a very nice release. Next up, we have the JetBlue Airbus A320 in the NYPD livery, New York Police Department livery. This aircraft is a very special one to me, as I flew this aircraft from Fort Lauderdale to Camagüey, Cuba back in 2019, and I have a lot of sentimental value for this aircraft. Now, starting up with Avello Airlines, this is a brand new airline that started on the West Coast, now expanding to the East Coast, so many collectors would want this airline. And the one that I'm requesting first is the Avello Airlines Boeing 737-700. This used to be an ex-Southwest Airlines, previously registered November 916. Whiskey November, and it is now registered November 701 Victor Lima. Registrations have now been changed, so it would be a very nice release for Panda models / miniature models to release. Next up, we have the Avello Boeing 737-800 with blended winglets. This would also be a very nice release. Then right after that, we have the Avello Airlines Boeing 737-800 with split scimitars. This would also be a very, very good release. Next up, we have the Frontier Airbus A320neo in the Mia the Dolphin livery, as many people do need Frontier A320neos, including me. So these are my favorite liveries that I would like to be recreated. Next up, one of my favorite Frontier Airlines livery is the Frontier Airbus A320 in the Flo de Flamingo livery. This would also be a very cool release. Next up, we have the United Airbus A320. This would be a very nice re-release, as Aero Classics released these a very long time ago. I think it was 2019, when the livery was announced, that they said that it would be painted into the A320s, but it didn't get painted into the A320s until early 2020. So when Aero Classics made the prediction to release this model, it pretty much, they messed it up. They did it with CFM engines and with a fictional registration, so it would be a nice re-release with very good detail and actual IAE engines like the aircraft is in real life. Next up, we have a model that I'm very surprised hasn't been released by anybody yet. I might be because of copyright issues, I'm not 100% sure. But that is the United Boeing 737-800 in the Star Wars livery. That would be a very awesome release. Next up, we have a model that we've been wanting to re-release for a while, as this model was released back in April of 2020. And it's been a very long and hard work to even get a hold of this model. I've had a lot of issues even trying to find it, as I do need it, but they're going on eBay for over $100, which is way too expensive. So this would be a very nice re-release and a very good model for the miniature models / Midwest model store to start off with. Then moving away from the United States, but not away from the whole continent, North America, we're moving down just a little bit to Mexico. And that would be a very nice release for this Viva Airbus A320 Sharklets. It was released by Phoenix Models a while ago, but I feel like the landing gear is just a little too funky. I'm not sure why, but this would be a very nice re-release for them to do, as the Phoenix one is still pretty hard to find. I think it's still being sold at Easy Toys. I'm not 100% sure, but when I looked for it the other days, it wasn't there, so it would be a very nice re-release. Now moving on to Central America now. Right here we have the Avianca Airbus A320. This would be a very good release for them to do with Sharklets, as many of these A320s come with Sharklets to the US. Mainly what comes to mainland USA is the Avianca A320 with Sharklets. So this would be a very nice release for them to do for all those Hispanics collector here in the US, and for all of those who do airports like Miami or airports where Avianca flies into. And with that, this concludes my 35 model list for miniature models / Panda models release suggestions. With that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys did enjoy, and hopefully most of you joined the Red River Aviation giveaway, if not most of you. So I wish all of you the best. Of all of those who've joined, I wish all of you nothing but the best, and I hope all of you have good luck to win one of those awesome 30 models that the Red River Aviation and the Midwest Model Store had a very kind heart to do. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and turning on post notification bell. And with that, I'll see you guys on the next one. God blessings, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.